Hello and welcome to another Haya video tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be covering how to set up the start times, which covers how to what what times of the day the system will automatically water and feed your crop. So the simplest way is what we call legacy mode, which is the state that it's in currently. And so you just right here, these all are saying they're off right now, which will be the default when you get it. So if you click on one of those, it'll pull up the, where you can set in what time you want it to run. So I'll give you an example here. Maybe we run this right at midnight, and then we're going to enable it, and you can see it goes active, and the system immediately chooses that. Um, so and then you're done, and you can run down the list. Now it's important to note. Uh, Well, let me do this real quick just so you kind of get an idea. So if I set this to 1 o'clock in the morning, um, you'll see that the rest of these kind of fogged out. They appear to be unavailable, and they are. I mean, you can adjust them still, but for example, if I set this to run at 12:30 in the morning, it's still going to stay fogged out. It's not going to do anything. But if I set this to run at 1:30 in the morning, because it's after this time up here, 1 o'clock in the morning, it now becomes available to enable it, and it'll choose this next one right after it runs. Um, and so that's kind of how you set up, well, it is how you set up the, excuse me, that is how you set up uh, the regular legacy mode. Uh, and that's pretty straightforward. You go down and it's like, well, I want this to be 2 a.m. Now it's available, and so on. And when the system waters at 1 a.m., when it's all done, it'll automatically jump down to the next available time that has not run that day. So uh, that's pretty much how you do that. So and we'll just run down the list and make this easy. So 3 o'clock in the morning enabled, and you can disable that just like that, and it'll just skip over it for that day. When it runs. So you can keep the time in and just enable or disable it, which is useful. Maybe you just don't want it to run. But for now, we'll run down the list here just so you get an idea. Okay. And let's do 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so they're all active. It would run through that whole list and water at those times. Uh, each time has its own volume attached to it, so we'll cover that uh, in in another tutorial. Uh, but I want to cover the day of week mode. So uh, to go into day of week mode, you're gonna click that, and you see everything went off when I did that because there's no current days of week assigned to anything. So if I go in here, today is Wednesday, so we're gonna highlight Wednesday and click done, and you'll see that it will do that. Now you'll notice that this didn't jump up there because it's already past that time. So um, and what we can do here is to kind of demonstrate. I'm going to set this up for. I'm going to set this up for 10 o'clock in the morning. And you notice everything after it went, and I'm going to say, okay, but I want that to run Wednesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to click done, and you see that the system it made it active and it set the next run time to 10 o'clock in the morning because that time is available today. It has not come. That time has not come yet, and then if I set, you know, we'll set this for 11 a.m. and then we'll set that for Wednesday as well. Click done, and you see it took that as today is active as well. Now if I go in here and I say, you know what, nope, I only want that to run Thursday, and I click done, it deactivates it. So the important thing to note in day of week mode is that you lose the you lose the control to enable or disable it because that enabling and disabling gets automatically driven for you based on the day of week that you selected. So when midnight rolls around, you'll see all these rejigger based on what you have selected. I can do Thursday. If you wanted to run every day of the week, you could do that. You just do this, and then it would never, I'd just say I'm good for that day. I want to run. But so you can do multiple days a week, obviously. But to give you an idea, you know, that's how that works. So now we can go in here, say this is noon, and I want this to run Wednesday as well. You see it became active. And then I'm going to change this to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I only want it to run on Tuesday. So it did not come on because it's set to run Tuesday. And then this is going to be, oops, going to be 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I want it to run Wednesday. And you see it took today. So this is what the watering profile would look like today. It's Wednesday, so let's just run down the list. Wednesday is active. Yep, that makes sense. It's not going to run today because 1 a.m. has already gone by. But if it was midnight, for example, this orange highlighted bar would be up here. This doesn't have a day of week attached to it, so just turn it off. But we'll give it Monday. We'll give this one Saturday, just so you get an idea. This one is set to go for today, which is Wednesday, which you can see that it's active and highlighted. This one is set for Thursday, so it's not active. This one is set for Wednesday, times 6, times 6. It is active for today. This one is set for Tuesday, times 7. It's not active because it's not set to run today. And then Wednesday again, time 8, and it is active as well. So that's how you use day of week mode. It kind of intelligently enables or disables that particular start time based on whether or not you selected for that day of week to be active or not. So that pretty much covers how you set up your run times. In the next tutorial, I'm going to go over your volumes. So to keep these videos a bit short and easy to manage. So I hope you enjoyed, and there'll be more tutorials to come. Thanks for watching.